another episode of Film here on Earnestly podcast. I'm your host, Ernest E.J. Christian, coming to you actually on a very early Thursday morning here. It's actually midnight on my end in South Florida. On the line, of course, our man D-Wil, Darrel Wilson, a.k.a. Splits Games. Man, Darrel, folks are pissed off about this season, man. Folks are pissed off last episode this season. People, they're petitions out for rewrites and do-overs and stuff, and I don't know, man. I mean, I'm the minority in this one, man. I enjoyed the last episode personally.
Same here. I enjoyed it. I could see you. I understand why people are mad, though. I definitely understand why people are mad. Just, as we've discussed in the past, they rushed a lot of plot lines. They didn't give, a lot of time for different stories to develop, for thoughts to be hashed out. But whatever, man. Like this TV, I found the episode very entertaining from various different viewpoints. There's a couple of misses in there, but other than that, I thought it was a good episode. Not disappointed at all.
Would you say it's the best episode of the season so far?
No, man, no, not to me. I still like the first two episodes. The first two episodes of the season where there was hardly any fighting, where there was just a lot of political talk. Even though the first two episodes were pretty much setting up the war with the dead, I like the political talk, and I like how they gave every character their shine. You know what I mean? So those were the first two episodes I liked. This one, it was good action. It was entertaining.
I love the dialogue. People, this is why I keep going back. I remember doing a couple of periscopes on my other show, because people were complaining like crazy on social media after the first episode. So, well, where's the action? And I'm like, dude, do you understand that the success of the show is not just because of the action? It's the dialogue, which is actually just as impactful as the violence itself.
If I was to say there was something that I didn't like about this episode, I was sure there's a lot more dialogue in this episode. Then don't give us so much fire and blood. I was sure there's a lot more dialogue.
I agree with you there.
Leading up to all the trial at the beginning, and what was written on those Raven letters that Varys was sending out. Who was he sending them out to? I would like to know a little bit more about that. Why was he doing what's going on inside Varys' mind when all this is going on? That's the only thing I would like from this episode, where they got rid of him quick. Quick. Mm-hmm. They didn't hesitate at all.
You want to start there on Varys? Because he was the opening scene in the entire show. The entire episode.
Yeah. Right off top, from the end of the last episode, when Varys and Tyrion were talking about, what are we going to do about, with that information that he got, I thought there was going to be a little bit more political action going on, but right off the top, he tried to poison the girl. You know what I mean? He tried to poison her. That's how the episode started.
Has that been confirmed now? Because we're still hearing, we've heard that the possibility of him doing that, it's actually still a theory, but it's a theory that I really believe is the case based on everything that's played out after that, and her not eating and she's refusing to service, whatever you want to call it, for food or whatever, and we now interpret that as him wanting or trying to poison Daenerys because he realizes that she is problematic.
I thought that from the top.
Oh, okay.
Regardless of what anybody else is saying, or when that scene is playing out, I'm like, this dude really trying to poison her. What else? What else could it be? With the little girl saying I think the guards are watching me. Why would that dialogue be in a scene if he wasn't doing anything nefarious? He definitely was trying to poison her, 100%.
Everything means something.
Way.
In other words, it goes by the whole idea. Everything means something.
Right, there's no other reason for them to be showing that scene at all, except for saying she's just mad or whatever. You know what I mean? Why? Why is Varys concerned about her eating and all that other stuff? You know what I mean? Because he was trying to get rid of her off top.
All right, explain the issue with how Tyrion betrayed Varys. Because
they're friends. They're friends, and they had Varys assumed that the conversation that they were having with each other was going to be, confidential. But, Tyrion is doing what he believes is right. He's trying to give Daenerys the benefit of the doubt that she could be a good queen. And Tyrion knows that Varys is trying to kill her or is, plotting against her, because like he said at the end of episode 4, I'm going to do whatever it takes. And Tyrion, I've known this Varys dude forever, and nothing is going to end well if I let him do what he's going to do. So, he has to say something, if he's going to be the hand of the queen, there's no guarantee he's going to be the hand of the queen or the king or the next person there is. He's doing what he feels is right, what he thinks he's supposed to do. He's doing the job, what he thinks he's supposed to do. He betrays Daenerys later on in the episode, but still, at that moment in time right there, he's like, it's time for this Varys side to go.
Yeah, and of course, Daenerys early in the first scene in the entire episode pretty much fries with a dragon.
Yeah,
and you see the again. This is carryover from the last episode when she's losing Missandei and that face. And I kept saying last episode that face. When I saw that face at the end of the episode, that's Mad Queen, and that pretty much going from that to this, and then of course what happens in the rest of the episode. Wow, you can the heel turn's complete.
Before we go there, let's talk about the other interaction that Varys had in this episode, and that was the interaction that he had with AT6, Aegon Targaryen the Sixth, in which he screams this, Daenerys is my queen, blah blah blah. I love her. She's my queen. I don't want this. I don't want that. Varys is. He's the one that should have chopped Varys' head off, right then and there. Varys is talking to you about treason right there on the beach, telling you that you should be the ruler. And if you feel that Daenerys should be the ruler, why are you letting this guy walk around, talking smack about her if you love her so much? That was my disappointment with Jon in this entire episode. Is he should chop Varys' head off right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
He should have stabbed him, killed him, did something you trying to get her off the throne? You don't want her to lead anymore? You want me to do it? Nah, bro. If he really felt in his heart that Daenerys is the queen, he should have chopped Varys' head off right off top. But he's a punk. He didn't. So I don't respect that he didn't do anything about that right then and there. He let things play out. So in my mind, he can never be a true ruler because he's not ruthless enough. He doesn't want to make the tough decisions. If it leads to negativity. So that's my opinion on Jon.
Okay. Well, speaking of Jon Snow, him and Daenerys meet again. They share a kiss. He pulls back, of course. Again, he's telling her that you're the queen. I follow whatever you want to do. I'm with you. But
empty
again,
words.
Empty words, and she is pretty blunt that I don't feel any love here. I only feel fear. And then when he pulls back, she says fear it is. And boy, do we not know.
Exactly.
We hear that, we think, okay, it's something big, but again, this is why the dialogue is important, because the words
exactly,
and then the result of the words, it's impactful.
You know what, man? All of this is Jon's fault. Everything.
I was saying the same thing too. It's Jon, you should have pulled back, bro. Keep making out with her.
All he had to do was give her the D. All he had to do was give her the D. So this vitamin D, and she would have went crazy. So it's his fault. Because she didn't feel the love. All she wanted to do was feel love, man. We talked about this last podcast. All she wanted was the love. The love that he was getting, the love from somebody. Now she's sitting there in that moment what? This dude don't want to give me any love? So who do I have to love me? You know what I mean? Miss Sandy just died. I have nobody to love me. You know what I mean? Not even in an intimate way. Just period. Mm-hmm. He's pulling back and she's like, damn, I can't even get none from him? All right. Fair then. Let it be fair. Screw these people. And in war, you don't have to govern the people that you defeat in war. You know what I mean? A lot of times you just conquer them and let everybody die. That's how it was way in the past. You know what I mean? We become more of a civilized society. this isn't a civilized time that this show is taking place. This fictional show, like it's way back when. Like, hey, like if you got to burn the whole city down, burn the whole city down. You know what I mean? The United States, Japan, you know, like they weren't worried about governing. Like they just destroyed the place, and the war is over. You know, so
and again,
hey,
and again,
if it happens, it happens.
And a lot of it too. Also, I've been trying to defend the show and her. Whether or not I agree with what she did or not, you have to understand the perspective, her perspective. You know, she lost her 2 babies. She lost her friends. She didn't trust anybody. Not only does she not feel love, she doesn't feel appreciated in general. You know, the Rockies were the first to go. That's her army, the first army she built when this whole thing started. You know, they don't appreciate that either. So there's a sense of lack of appreciation coming from the Starks also, too, in some degree, also from her end. And I can see why she feels the way she feels.
We thought the Dothraki were gone.
Well, right, yes. If you found out there was still some left over. Yes.
And they were chopping the heads off, boy.
I was like, word? Y'all back? Like, y'all still there? Well, again, the words of the episode is huge. The word fear it is.
Exactly.
I mean, the fear it is. Now, those 3 words set the tone for this entire episode. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
What else do I want to get into? You have the situation also where Daenerys tells Tyrion, the next time will you betray me will be the last time you betray me. Of course, Tyrion goes to rescue his brother, who's currently being chained up by by Unsullied. Tyrion is making some really rash and dumb decisions. I understand why he's doing it, man, but God, if I'm Daenerys, I understand why I want to do the shit I'm doing now, because look what Tyrion's doing. Granted, he's risking his life, you know, because Jaime, of course, was the only person that was normal to him growing up. But God, like, to me, as much as I love Tyrion, my favorite character the whole entire show, like, this is dumb decisions in my opinion, man.
I didn't understand his end game.
No.
Right there. I don't understand his end game. As much as Cersei tried to kill him, like, why are you trying to save her? Like, she tried to kill you, like, on numerous occasions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to save her? I don't understand. Like, if the war is going to be over, like, you know, she has to be a casualty of war. So what is your end game? You know, if you're not gonna go full betrayal, and try to help Cersei win the war, like, why are you trying to save her life?
Right.
Yeah, I don't get that. And, you know, it didn't, just because Jaime was captured as prisoner, it didn't mean that his life was going to end. You know what I mean? Like, he would have just been prisoner. Like, who knows what Daenerys would have done with him, you know, after the war was over or whatnot, you know? Obviously, you know, she wants him to feel the wrath, as she expressed in episode 2, for stabbing her dad in the back and killing her, but who knows what the outcome would have been. I mean, that's a lot. Like, we know what the outcome would have been. But, like, at that moment in time, like, what was Tyrion's end game? I do not understand. You know, you try to save the people of the city. Yeah, I get that. But, like, letting Cersei escape isn't going to do that, because Cersei is the one that wanted the people to die. Like, she said it, like, you know, basically, if she wants to come and get me, like, she has to kill all these people. You know, so, like, let's not forget that point either. Like,
yeah. And looking back now, it's like, oh, okay. Kill those people?
Exactly.
Okay, no problem.
Yep.
And?
Okay, no problem. And? Exactly. You didn't think that was going to happen?
Yeah. Hold my beer.
and she really sat there in that tower thinking she was going to win, too, still. Like, all of that was going on. She was really in denial. She was like, oh, no, like, we got the Scorpion, and we got this, we got that, we got that. And Qyburn's like, nope.
I thought it was so fitting, though.
It's time to bounce.
I knew this shit was real. And by the way, man, the Golden Company, what a waste of money.
What a waste.
Oh, my God. I mean, pretty much got tore up from the floor up. Right there. Surprise attack. Straight up Pearl Harbor.
What are you going to do against dragons, though?
Again, I'm with you, but, I mean, money, I mean, seriously, dude. Like, the surprise attack.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Right. You know, I understand the dragon is the most powerful being in the world. But why did they let us think that, you know, Daenerys was so vulnerable? Like they were a perfect 3 for 3 on a shot to the dragon last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like perfect accuracy. And, you know, this week they're like 0 for 1,000, 0 for 100. Like she tore through.
What changed?
Tore through their whole defense.
What changed?
Right?
Was it
what changed?
I guess surprise more than anything else. They were surprised. They weren't prepared. She came at daybreak.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's
came at daybreak. You know, I mean, she came straight from the sun. You know, that was a little bit different. Because last week, like she was headed towards them last week, and she could have still blew fire at them, except she, you know, made a beeline and turned. You know what I mean? So they could have did that last week. Maybe she wasn't prepared last week to do that. You know, she got caught off guard and, you know, kind of came back to regroup. But like, I thought that was awesome. You know, like she just tore through like the whole entire fleet and their whole entire defenses. And yeah, Golden Company, what a waste.
Yeah, and the best part is seeing Cersei. They're saying Cersei like, "Well, I have the Golden Company to protect us." No, they're disabled now. Well, I have the First Line Army and the Red Keep and all this. No, the Unsullied's already gotten past that. Like, dude. So you see every little thing that Cersei thinks she's being protected by is diminishing small, and you see her reaction smaller and smaller. It goes from stoic, stone face to like emotional, like a little emotional.
And Qyburn tricked because he should have got up out of there. Like he knew it was done. Like why you staying there, dude? Like you know you gotta go. Like just raise up. Like you know you're toast. Just be gone. You know before shit hits the fan and get your escape on. But he chose to stay there too, which was crazy.
What I missed before we get into the actual destruction of King's Landing? Obviously she's surprised the Golden Company who complete trash. Get a refund, please. Come on now. that was bad. And the army. I mean, the Unsullied and Dothrakis pretty much, you know, dominated early, and then, you know, they surrendered. What's the fact that
they surrendered?
The King's Landing, you know, they surrendered.
You know what? At that point, dude. At that point, I sat there and I was looking at how much time had transpired in this episode, and you know, I was just trying to think like, what's going to happen next?
Too much time in the episode now. Nothing happened.
I was like, what's going to happen next? Like, there's so much time left in this episode. Like, what's going to happen next? Like, where's Arya? You know, where's the Hound? Like, what are they getting ready to do? Like, what's going on? Then, like, the next thing you know, like, all hell breaks loose.
I mean, dude. I mean, the thing is, they were saying that she was getting visions. Daenerys was getting visions of like, you know, the green things that were the explosions that were happening in the middle of the city. Memories of her father.
That was a wildfire. Yeah, that was a wildfire.
And I think that added to it. And I remember seeing her face, like I was like, "Oh shit!" And then she went off.
That shocked me. I mean, I shouldn't have been shocked, but it just shocked me that she chose to go that route, like right at that time. What I thought she was going to do, I just thought she was going to burn the whole entire army, you know, and like call it a day. But like she just went through the streets like a beast and just, it was vicious, man. Like it was kind of hard to watch, just looking at her like burn innocent women and children running for their lives and stuff like that. But at that point, I was like, yep, she snapped. She 100% snapped. And you're fighting a war, and you know when you're at war, you make choices on what you want to do. Like you want to be civilized and just like win the war, then it's over. But then she's thinking like, hey, like nobody loves me. You know, nobody loves me. Like these people don't want me. Like they didn't welcome me here. Like as their hero, like they're running away from me. She's like, you know, screw them. Like let me just destroy everybody. You know, be the queen of ashes and move on to the next spot. Like where are you gonna go? Like are you gonna go burn the next city or what? But like she's like, let me tear this whole thing down. Instead, I thought she was gonna go burn the Red Keep and find Cersei and you know burn her head up. You know, but she didn't. Like she just went on a wild burning spree, and she saved the Red Keep for last, which was quite interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know why. I thought she went to burn the Red Keep, then burn everything else. You know, because she risked at that point Cersei escaping. You know, but I guess she wasn't thinking about that. She was thinking about just mass destruction. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I do it right with you. And in fact, while this is all going on, I'm thinking, Jon Snow, you motherfucker, this is all your fault. The entire time. Like, you did this. Why'd you pull back, dude? Stop being so sensitive. Kiss your aunt, give her a D, and call it a day.
And it just also that's another thing that shows his inexperience of like maybe his dad, who he thought was his dad, Ned, like didn't teach him about what to do during times of war. Like he was trying to pull his soldiers back. Like once shit hit the fan, you have to have that speech with them before all this happens. Like let them know, like, hey, like once this happens, like don't go around trying to rape and pillage everybody.
I think it's naive. I think it's naive. It's naive shit. He's just naive.
Yeah, inexperienced and naive. Like tell your people, like, hey, like when shit hits the fan, let's pull back, let's fall back, and get up out of here. You know what I mean? Like don't try to stop them. Like, hey, like it's a free for all. You know what I mean? Like they saw this free for all. Like they're trying to rape. They're trying to like do this and they're trying to do that. Like you almost got killed trying to stop somebody from doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like it was just crazy, man. And I like how they showed things from Arya's point of view when all that was happening.
Yeah.
Like okay, like her mission to kill Cersei, that's now gone. So like she's like, okay, let me get up out of here. And while she's trying to escape, like she sees all this mass destruction going on. Like it seems like she was oblivious to it while she was trying to walk into the Red Keep to go kill the Queen.
Well, it took the Hound. It took the Hound to slow her ass down and say, "Listen, if you go with me, you're gonna die."
Right. You know what? That was very underwhelming. The whole Clegane Bowl, the Hound versus the Mountain, like that was it was underwhelming to me.
Would you want more eyeballs, fingers in the eyeballs?
I would have liked a little bit of dialogue between the two. Like, yeah, here I am. Oh, here I am. Okay, I'm gonna get you for what you did, or something. Like
I don't know. But with the Mountain being who he is and virtually mute, he's
right.
Mute. I mean, what dialogue can you really gotten at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like something like give us a flashback or something. Like give us a flashback.
Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying. I mean, ultimately, look, it was a good battle. It was a battle that I was tied to it emotionally, and I knew that both were going to die. I knew that both were not going to make it. I mean, it's just the way it felt, and I was right.
Because pretty much, there was nothing else for him to live for. Like his whole life, he been wanting to get this revenge. Just like he told Arya, before he sent her on her way, like, hey, look, like this revenge has been killing me my whole entire life. Like, don't turn out to be like me. And I knew that was like, hey, I'm about to die right now. So like that was his speech. I figured they were about to die. And like he wanted to blaze a fire. The thing that he feared the most in his whole entire life. Like he died in the fire, but he took his brother out with him. So
right. That was
hooray for him.
Yeah,
hooray for him.
Now, meanwhile, obviously because the Mountain being tied with the Hound, Cersei is now exposed to obviously what's going on, and Jaime Lannister comes in. Him and Euron meet. They had a little battle. He beats Euron. Euron was stupid as hell at the end of that battle. He could have just killed Jaime, but he refused to end the battle like a moron because he's cocky as hell. I'm the one that killed Jaime Lannister. Nah, the homie, you dead.
Yeah, you dead.
But Jaime go ahead.
That was so corny.
It was corny. I agree with you.
That's so corny. Like that's your biggest achievement in life is killing Jaime Lannister, dude. Like you killed a dragon last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that should be your biggest achievement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you care more about you're the one that killed Jaime Lannister. Like come on, man. Really. Just knock it off.
Yeah,
that's like frat boy stuff.
Now Jaime eventually finds Cersei in the cave somewhere under the rubble and stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, well either A, they gonna fuck in there, or B, she gonna kill her. And none of that happens actually. Option C, none of the above.
Her death was the biggest disappointment of this episode.
I agree.
Like the way that she went out, that was the biggest disappointment of this whole entire thing. Like they've been building up all this, like who's gonna kill her, like who's gonna get to her, And like that's how she died. It's like she died, very nondescript. Like just having rocks fall on top of you. Like that's how it ends. Like I was so pissed when that happens. Like who knows? Is she like? I know she's not living, but like, come on, man. Like, give us something. Give us something else than that.
Now we're certain she's dead, right? We are certain that she's dead, right? Those two.
Based on like the trailer and stuff that came out, like I assume that she's dead, and they like that's what they're telling us. Like, hey, that's how they died. They died in each other's arms. Just like the beginning of the show started off with them in each other's arms, and that's how it's going to end. And it's really dumb, for like especially Jamie's character arc, like for that to happen.
Weird.
Like just like that, that's weird. Like you built him up to redeeming yourself, and like then you just go back there.
The weirdest two episodes of Jamie Lannister's Thrones career. Like really, it's weird. Like first you take Brienne's virginity, then you say, "Well, fuck it, I'm leaving," and then you go to Cersei and you die in a rumble. I mean, what? I don't get it, man. I mean, again, I understand why people are upset about the way the show's going. I get it.
Hey, I saw somebody had a still, and I went back and I watched it. Like they took his metal arm off while he was hugging her at the end.
Yeah.
Like right before they died.
Mm-hmm.
Like they showed his real hand.
Another flub that people are noticing.
God,
I tell you what, folks have nothing better to do, man, but watching this damn show.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that like they spent so much money to like let all these little small things, just sort of like ruin the experience. Because there are so many people who just started watching the show this season.
Mm-hmm.
Based on all the hype, and they're looking like, what? This is what you guys are all hyped over? Like, hey. I mean, it sucks for you that if you're a Johnny come lately, come joining this whole thing, but, I've been invested in this for a long time. So I'm not going to sit here and be disappointed in in the full experience.
Right.
Because like, we're getting action. Like there's a means to the end, and I've enjoyed watching the entire journey this whole way. I just don't know what's left. Right? Like they didn't like what's going to happen next week. I don't know what's left.
Well, the snippet we saw, I'm not sure they put out any trailers other than what we saw at the end of the episode. Was basically Daenerys walking up to the crowd, like in a darkness almost, and that's her assuming the throne, I guess, assuming the power. But it was literally a 15-second trailer. So
and that's it. But that's what something's going to happen. I just don't know. Like all the politics that we discussed, like is Sansa gonna be like, what's her end game? Like how's she gonna be involved? How's Arya gonna be involved? Arya gonna try to kill Daenerys based on all the things that she witnessed during the destruction of the city? Like there's, is Jon gonna kill her?
Is Tyrion gonna kill her? Oh, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Like who knows what's gonna happen?
It's gonna be an interesting episode. Like I said, I understand people's disdain for the episode, but the Daenerys part is actually the part that I actually was most impressed with. The part where I was left a little disappointed was the Jamie and Cersei stuff. Like so underwhelming. I'm with you 100%. The Daenerys stuff, honestly, like it's about perspective.
How's Tyrion going to give Bronn his castle?
That's true. They're not there anymore. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the final episode of the entire series. Folks are pissed off at the showrunners, of course. Do you have any predictions for this episode coming up? The finale.
Based on all the things that has happened, I really don't know what to think. I don't know. I just only thing that I'm pretty positive of is they're not going to let her live. I just think she has to be killed by somebody. Like they can't let it ride like that. They just can't. Because what is she gonna do as queen? You know, like people have their own lives to live. I'm like, what is she gonna do as queen? Like, you know, there's no capital. There's no more capital. Like, so you got to go somewhere else. You know, she can't just go back to Dragonstone.
Dragonstone,
like,
right?
There aren't any people over there. Like, what are you gonna be queen of? You know, like, what are you gonna be queen of? Like, something else has to happen. You know, are they gonna pay all these visions that she had off? Like, we saw the visions with her in the throne room with all the ashes and the Iron Throne. Then we also saw a vision of her, you know, opening the wall and going to the north. Like, is her and John gonna ride off into the sunset? You know, be with all the free people, the wildlings? You know, like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. I legitimately, like, really don't know what to think, except for I'm leaning towards somebody killing her, and that's all I can really say. You know what I mean? Because they didn't give us anything. They didn't give us any, like, dialogue between the people in the north. Like, they didn't tell us who Varys sent all the ravens to. Like, that's what I want to know. It's like, who he sent all those letters to?
Bran,
you know,
maybe?
He was right at the beginning. I doubt it. Like, Bran, if whatever happens, like, Bran saw it already.
Well, I mean, you're a gambling man, obviously. If you've seen the odds, Bran is the favorite to win the throne.
He's not a person.
Again,
Look,
I agree with you, but Bran,
himself,
yeah, he's the favorite to win the throne.
Yeah, he said it himself. Like, you know, he's not a person. Like Vegas odds, like really don't like come into this right here. Like there's nothing to base that off of. You know what I mean? Like people thought Bran was a Night King. Like, how dumb was that? Like, come on. Like, Bran gives zero fucks about doing any of this stuff.
Who was
like, he doesn't want to rule.
Who was in your eyes the MVP of the entire episode?
Obviously Daenerys.
Yeah.
Like she said she took her ball and she ran with it. Like, you know what? I'm tired of listening to you people. I should have done this long time ago. And maybe if they would have let her go ahead and destroy the Red Keep many episodes ago from last season, like, maybe none of this would have happened. She would have just destroyed the Red Keep, destroyed Cersei, and like there was so many people living. But nah. Everybody want to do it their way. So she's tired of doing it other people's way. Like, now it's time to do it my way. And that's what she did.
Perspective.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she just out of nowhere just, you know, she gave folks chances and she got betrayed left and right. Well, fuck y'all.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And, hey, like, you know, maybe she should burn Tyrion too. For like you said, he betrayed her, and like, she should burn him. You know, I like the guy, but like, let's see that happen. Like, are they going to talk about how Jaime escapes? Like, burn him. Like, you know, give me something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, the finale's here on Sunday. And I'll tell you what, the hype is not as big as it seems because there's so much disappointment wrapped around it. Actually, there's a lot of disappointment wrapped around it. So we'll see how it goes this coming Sunday. It's the last episode of the entire series. Hopefully, as I said, turbulence, yes, but I'm confident they will land the plane properly on this one.
Me too. There's like, you know what? Let's have all these throwaway episodes just to get to this one point. Like, what's the end game? It's right here.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
I'm gonna still say Jon wins the throne, obviously, but I'll tell you what, Tyrion is my wild card. Yeah, the damn midget somehow finds a way. I mean, he's been dumb all season long. He can't be this dumb for another episode. Come on now.
Yeah, I really like the guy. But he deserves to die. I'm sorry. He deserves to die.
Well, I mean, at least he lasted as long. You know. So anyway, next week we will last one, man. So let's hope it ends with a bang, man.
Yes, sir. I can't wait. Actually,
Me too. Everybody's fucking talking shit about. By the way, I have a theory before I let you go. I think the reason that they're rushing this thing is, even though, and these numbers can be false, I'm just going based on what I've heard from the internet, the deep bowels of the internet, that it costs HBO $15 million per episode to do this show. This show is huge, obviously. Okay? But as big as this show is, and as big as much money is made, I don't think HBO is profiting as much as you think they are on the show because of the costs and the rising salaries. I think because of that, I believe this is why they're rushing it, because they want to get this show over with and start fresh and new, because I think it's not as it's a cost, but it's not a big profit either for the show. And I think that's why they're rushing to the whole damn thing.
But this show has grown to be larger than life almost.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I don't really think the costs should be affecting it that much because they're making money off of it.
Yeah, but I don't think they make as much money as you think they are because of the overhead.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and remember, the salaries are bigger now. The salaries, I heard that Lita Headley is making $1 million per episode.
I got a Postmates app, and this was before episode 3. Like, anytime I open my Postmates, like, there was a freaking dragon flying on my map on Postmates.
Oh,
so like they're making money. Like all the licenses, like you got Oreo cookie, Game of Thrones, and all this crazy stuff. Like they're making money off of this. Like they're definitely making money off of licensing.
Yeah.
So I don't think money's the issue with it because they are capitalizing off of it.
Of course. Well, this coming Sunday is the last one, the last Game of Thrones episode, and then we'll have our Thrones talk. Hopefully a little early in the week. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is the last one, so we'll see what happens. So, anyway, D-Will.
Plus the bullshit episode that comes after next episode.
Which is what?
They have a bullshit episode. So there's a 7th episode with basically the characters talking about everything that happened.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like an inside bullshit episode. Like that's it.
Oh yeah, we'll do I'm sure we'll do a big recap on that as well too, to kind of tie all the ends up. So, all right, D-Will, we'll talk next week as always on this last Thrones talk about next week. As always, man. All right, buddy.
All right, later.